Make me look like a sword, Isla had told the starling tailor, Leto, one that's more blood than blade. A mixture of wildling and starling. That was what she wore as she swept into the dining room. The Sunling nobles had arrived early with their ruler. They were already seated when Isla walked through the doors, and when their eyes went straight to her, sharp and hungry, she had the unnerving feeling of being the very thing they had come to pick at and consume. Before, she might have cowered under their scrutiny, but now she strode to the table like she didn't notice. What could anyone on this island do or say to her that they hadn't already done? Moonling nobles had tried to assassinate her. The others had already judged her down to the bone. In the marketplace, most people avoided her, still hating wildlings because of their bloodthirsty curse, even after it had been broken. Her new red, metal-woven dress whispered against the smooth floor, feeling almost like chainmail, fighting against the silence shrinking the room. She quickly marked the Sunling nobles as she passed them by. A man with long, golden hair tied into a braid and dark skin, wearing a solemn expression. A tall woman, made up of about 1,000 freckles, her hair the color of rust. A man who looked old. Remarkable, given that even Oro looked young, and he had been alive for more than 5 centuries. His spine curved toward the table as if emulating the top of a question mark. He smiled at her, light skin crinkling, but it tipped more toward amused than friendly. Oro sat at the head of the table, and he was also watching. The king would have looked exactly like he did at the beginning of the centennial, at that first dinner, if not for his eyes. Back then, his eyes had been hollow as honeycomb. Now, they burned right through her with an intensity that made any previous thoughts unspool around her. He almost imperceptibly traced her with his gaze. Her bare, tan shoulders, the silk and steel corset, the slit in her dress revealing knee-high boots she'd had made because they were more practical than her heels or slippers. Her long brown hair with tiny red flowers woven through the ends. She watched him back for just a second. His broad shoulders, golden hair, the sharp panes of his smooth face,